It's your man Jay Gray's report, and welcome to the College Football Weekly Preview, Week 4, presented by your good neighbor State Farm agent Ravi R. Murray. Located 3955 Eagle Creek Parkway, Indianapolis, or hit your boy up at 317-297-3804 so you can holler at your boy. Now, y'all know how we get it in, so let's get it in. Previewing the top 5 ball games of the weekend, so let's get right to it. Now, this weekend, because it's Week 4, we in a transition to some degree. Most cats are starting their conference play. Some cats still playing cupcakes. So it's not too many top 25 matchups this weekend. It's only 2 top 25 matchups this weekend. So we had to make do with the doneness we had to play with. Now, first ball game. We going up to the Big Ten. We got number 4, Penn State, goes out to Iowa City to play undefeated Iowa. Now, both these teams come in undefeated. Penn State is averaging 47 points a game, putting up 469 yards a game. Iowa, on the other hand, is averaging 33 points a game, putting up 398. Now, Iowa hadn't played anybody. They've been dud. They played Wyoming, Iowa State, and dud North Texas. So they should be 3-0. On the other side of the ball, Penn State hadn't really played anybody either. They played Akron, Pitt, and Georgia Southern. They'll beat the brakes off of them. But here's the deal. Their defense has been responsible for 9 takeaways and 49 points on turnovers. So I don't care who you playing. If a done taking the ball away like that and putting points on the board with the defense, you gotta ride with, hey, the defense is doing work. James Franklin got these boys rolling like a couple of weeks ago. He told the boy, this not a big win for us. This is like beating Akron when he beat Pitt. So this ball game, I gotta go with Penn State because Penn State, like I keep telling you, boys, they ride around with a chip on their shoulder, big time chip, because they got screwed out of playing for an opportunity to play for a national championship last year. They won the Big Ten, but they was dull and let Ohio State in. So these boys got something to prove. They going to go out to Iowa City, beat the brakes off these boys. Remember last year, they beat the brakes off of Iowa 41-14 in Happy Valley. So now they're going to return the favor, go out there, beat the brakes off these boys because they out a bigger mission. Hey, winning this ball game is going to be like beating Akron. Hey, let's move on to the next ball game. Now, we got the Notre Dame Fighting Irish going out to play Michigan State. Now, neither one of these duns ranked. Notre Dame is 2-1. They lost a ball game. They lost against Georgia a couple of weeks ago with a freshman, 19-20. That's when when Brian Kelly, with the hot pockets, went off on the reporter at the end of the ball game by asking a stupid question. I still say it was a stupid question because you cannot ask a boy that question after a ball game, emotional loss, and then you start asking him about the coach and why you still losing. It's the one he didn't dive over the doggone counter and start fighting. But now, they ended this ball game. My man Brandon Wimbush is putting in work right now for Notre Dame. He already put up 491 yards, 2 touchdowns. He threw 2 dub picks, but then he got a running back, Josh Adams, already put up 443 yards, 2 touchdowns. Michigan State is 2-0, but Michigan State is Michigan State. Now, I keep telling you, boys, Michigan State only became relevant when Dub Michigan ran Lloyd Carr out of town and brought in Doug Rich Rodriguez, who didn't understand the significance of having a job at Michigan, ran the joint in the dirt. Then Brady Hope continued to run the joint in the dirt. That's why Michigan State became a winner, is because Michigan was down. Soon as Michigan got back on the doggone tricycle and figured out how to ride the bike again, Michigan State was going to be done. So now they 2-0, but they ain't played anybody but Bowling Green and Western Michigan. So they going to get in here against Notre Dame and lose at the crib. I'm going with Notre Dame because Notre Dame is not traveling with the Leprechaun this weekend, bro. He even put on punishment. That Dunn is locked up in the student center this weekend. He can't ride with a boy. So Notre Dame wins this ball game, and Brian Kelly takes a little bit of steam off the hot pocket. He still got the hot pocket because he go dub this weekend. They're going to run him out of town. Now, so I'm going with Notre Dame to win this ball game. Now, let's go on to the next ball game. This is the first of only 2 top 25 matchups this weekend. So you got number 16, TCU, goes out to play number 6, Oklahoma State at Boone Pickens Stadium. Now, here's the deal. Both these done scoring crazy points. This is a Big 12 matchup. Both of them scoring crazy points. You got TCU is averaging 49 points a game, putting up 507 yards per game. Oklahoma State on the other end is putting up 54 points a game, 607 yards per game. They've outscored their opponents 162 to 52. They running boys off the field. Granted, they haven't played anybody. They played Tulsa, South Alabama, and Pitt. But Kenny Hill and company are putting in work right now. The Duns over at TCU had a tough one at Arkansas. Barely got out of there alive. Then they put up crazy points against SMU, beat them 56-36. So now, going into this ball game, who's going to slow down who? It's going to be a track meet up in this joint. Oh, yeah, you might as well show up like you at Wimbledon. These Duns, that's all. No defense. Defense might as well just stay at the hotel. Boys ain't playing no defense, so whoever has the ball last is going to win this ball game. But because they playing at Boone Pickens, and Oklahoma State is notorious for beating the brakes off of boys all season long, and then get to the doggone Oklahoma game, Bedlam, and fall apart. So now I'm going with Oklahoma State to win this ball game. Now let's move on to the next ball game. We got a big one down in the SEC. We got number 17 and undefeated, the Duns from Stock Vegas. They call them Mississippi State. Now, we got going out to play between the hedges, number 11, Georgia. Now, here's the deal. Mississippi State, coming off of a huge win from last week, beat the Doors off of LSU 37-7. They averaging 47 points a game, putting up 493 a game. They got a cat named Nick Fitzgerald is putting in work. He's already thrown for 543 yards, 7 touchdowns, and only 1 dub pick. Then you on the other side of the ball, you got the freshman, Jake Fromm, that went up to Notre Dame, went to work, beat Notre Dame, ran up out of there with the leprechaun shoes in his hand. Hey, Kirby Smart got these boys rolling down at Georgia. They 3-0. Normally when Georgia's 3-0, for years I always said Georgia is Mark Richt's Georgia. Well, Mark Richt is no longer there. You got Kirby Smarts in the building. So because he's changed the culture to some degree at Georgia, and they playing Stock Vegas this weekend at the crib, I got to go with Georgia winning this one because, think about it. Mississippi State beat the brakes off of LSU. So they ain't coming in ready to play. They still celebrating from last week. So they going to come in there, get the doors blown. It should be a tight ball game. I won't say they're going to beat the doors off of them, but I got to go with Georgia to win this ball game at the crib. Now, let's go to the big ball game that I'll be covering this weekend. It's homecoming up in West Lafayette. We got number 8, Michigan, showing up to play the Purdue Boilermakers in West Lafayette at Ross-Ade Stadium. Now, for the first time in a long time, it might be more than 50,000 people in the stands. It's homecoming. The Purdue Boilermakers 2-1. Hey, these Duns have won 2 ball games in a row for the first time since 2012, bro. Think about this, bro. Think about this. They haven't won back-to-back ball games since 2012. They played Louisville tight. Louisville drug them up and down the field game 1. I covered that ball game. But they kept turning the ball over. Well, I'll put it like this. Purdue's defense kept forcing turnovers in the red zone. So they stayed in this ball game. They lost it 35-28. Then they show up and beat the brakes off Ohio 44-21. And then they go up to Mizzou last week, down up to the SEC, the SEC in Missouri. Look, Mizzou was trash when they was in the Big 12. So let's not even get excited about that. But to go for Purdue to go up to Mizzou, go to Columbia, beat the doors off these boys, 35-3, come to the crib. That's 2 games in a row since 2012. That was the largest road win victory for Purdue since 1999. So now, this is the problem. This is what happens. Purdue is not accustomed to being in this situation. So Duns walking around at Purdue this week, it's 90 degrees outside. They walk around with chinchilla coats on. These Duns think they're in a music video or something because all of a sudden, they relevant. They out here, look, the Dunn that was dating Alice the Goon last week, Dunn had a 2 on his arm last week. All of a sudden, he got a 10 on his arm this week. He rocking around with Beyonce this week. Ain't paying attention. Dunn ain't been to class all week. He show up in the football complex, half lifting weights, half paying attention when they going through drills, not even looking at film, because what? Because he beat the brakes off a boy last week, won 2 games in a row, not accustomed to being in that situation. And guess what? You got the Michigan Wolverines going up, the winningest college football program in America, and booger-eating Jim Harbaugh. Don't act like you forgot about last year when Jim Harbaugh got caught on the doggone Jumbotron. That dog was like, booger-eating Jim Harbaugh gonna show up, and they gonna beat the doors off Purdue at homecoming, bruh, because Purdue is not prepared to play this ball game because they won 2 in a row, and they gonna get shot at the crib because boys gotta become accustomed to winning on a regular basis. It's your man Jay Graves Report from the JGravesReport.com, or you can hit me up on Twitter at JGravesReport so you can holler at your boy. And also remember that this segment is presented by your good neighbor State Farm agent Ravi R. Murray, located 3955 Eagle Creek Parkway, Indianapolis, or hit your boy up at 317-297-3804 so you can holler at your boy.